Back off, back up! Hey, dude, what's going on, man? Hey, dude, what's going on? What the hell? Someone call the cops!
Hi guys, Dan the Wolfman here, bringing you both old man strength and old man wisdom as we break down Ultimate Self-Defense Championship Season 2, Episode 3. Now, in the last breakdown, I focused on being funny, trying to be entertaining to see if you guys like that more. But in this one, I'm going to be more serious as we deal with a much more serious context, which is knife defense. Random knife attacks, random violence attacks, doesn't matter what the tool is, vehicles, whatever, is a very serious issue going around the world. And so we as martial artists should try to be good protectors. Now, I carry force tools, and I also work armed security, but I have faced knives before unarmed, with people threatening me, both in the US and in Africa and other places. So, keep that in mind as you watch some of my fighting highlights to give you just a little bit of my background before we start. So I believe the first contender up will be MMA Shredded, Jeff Chan. And guys, if you're serious about self-defense, wanting to learn, get my Combatives and Street Jiu-Jitsu instructional on BJJ Fanatics. It's 4.5 hours long. I've done martial arts 38 years. Jiu-Jitsu is my 4th black belt, fought MMA Pro, bounced forever, armed security, traveled the world. Check out, subscribe to my channel, look at all my old playlists. Here we go. So you're locked in the cubicle, attacker with a knife, anatomy shirt. Friggin' Aussie blokes.
Definitely decided to not try the same strategy as last time, which was go for the double legs this time.
See how dark Akuma is. He just gave me a smiley face about him turning to the dark side on one of his shorts.
Is everyone good? You all ready?
Oh, and he just starting with the self-defense then did poke him towards the eye. Got cut 4 friggin' times already. And there we go. Sorry, guys, I can't do anything about the buffering. Stab. Oh, that stab was in the neck, too. Body, 13 times. Jeff is toast, it looks like. Though he's gotten a few good strikes in with the tactical pen.
Claim to teach effective knife defense. In reality, few of them, if any, actually test their techniques against an
There's
attacker
old footage of Rokas
doing damage. The truth is that it's way more difficult to defend against a knife attacker than most people think. And
this is
instead
true.
of looking like the movies, reality is usually much closer.
Jason Statham is a purple belt, maybe a brown belt now. Yeah, I've talked to him before.
Self-defense pen, leaving him with no more uses of it for the rest of the championship.
And the director's a black belt, both BJJ and Judo.
And redeem himself.
Now, it did look like he got like a stab towards the eye with the pen in the beginning, but they said no, he got stabbed like 18 times, so 14 times. Left high kick off the bat.
But it was pulled.
I didn't like it. Some of the times in the bar fight, one of the times it was good, some of the times the distance was wrong. And just a basic headlock next in there, he is stabbed a whole bunch of times, and he said he wasn't going to be doing double legs. He did a single leg here. Jeff can, MMA fight. No one says he doesn't have MMA skills, but stabbed 19 times.
Jeff Chan didn't survive again. Yet in the third
You
round,
did.
In order to level out the playing field, at least
now this is interesting.
all of the contenders will be given
a lot of guys do carry a backpack around, especially around the world, and college campuses and all that. Good front kick up the bat, but it looks like he got cut in the neck right away. Gets to mount. Gets shoved off. This looks like my 3rd MMA fight here. Hanging upside down arm right now. I was totally hanging free in the air with my head on the ground or arm on the ground. In my 3rd MMA fight, got bridged off a mount, and so I took the opposite arm.
Jeff had 2 more rounds to improve in the middle of the room.
Okay, now there's an obstacle, and he kind of got stuck up in the obstacle, and not great tactically again. Stab 5 times in on the headlock. The guy takes him down. And now Jeff rolls him through. A little Kazushi momentum there. But stabbed 5
Jeff Chan
times.
got stabbed only a number of times, and even though he managed to take away the knife from the attacker and then stabbed him with his own knife, unfortunately, after consulting
Just going
with
for the
paramedic,
eyeballs.
it turns out the
Jeff
last
is
two
going
stabs
dark
were
Akuma.
reached
He's like
Jeff's
Walking
heart,
Dead
bringing
over
this
here.
round to being a fatal one and leaving Jeff with a final round against a concealed knife attack.
Bruce Willis, Die Hard 2, icicle in the eye. Starts with a flying knee, but jumps into a stab. That's not wise. Ends up on bottom. Not wise. Sherp and half guard underhook out the back, and you're getting caught there and stab, 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 stabbity, 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 stabbity. Please go back and watch my breakdown of the knife episode on the first season, guys. You have to know what to do with your arms, and you guys still don't know what to do with your arms. You have to at least know what you attempt in the beginning, which is a dog catch or jaws. Typically, there's other frames you can do. Look at my videos.
Not throwing more hands, and I regret not throwing harder. I think the outcome would have been a bit different.
Yet how many points Jeff scores
I think they're going to give him a knockout for the left high kick there.
But also on how the other 5 contenders will do, as their performances will be compared to each other. Meanwhile, though, Shaolin disciple Ranton,
Shaolin Disciple, video game extraordinaire.
After his lackluster
Now, I watched them do forms, guys, and just because I tell the truth doesn't mean that I'm saying they're not nice guys that you fanboy out on. Okay?
I don't know how to fight. I've never fought in my whole life. I'm scared to.
I thought it was cool that he tried his exercises after like 10 years. I think he's like 30 now or something. Asked him how old he was. I left him a couple nice comments. But it is what it is.
Punch people. But I was just scared that they're gonna run towards me and I'm just gonna freeze up.
So it looks like he's getting the right mental
but there was only one
aspect there. Like he's starting to think about the right things to do now.
Good to go.
All right, let's see how the Shaolin disciple of 3 years.
Ready?
But now he has been training boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Did at least one competition on his channel. Left hook, right hook, left hook. Left knee, left knee. That one was pretty good, actually. But that kind of goes in the headlock. So he kept pretty good structure, pretty good balance between his legs, and he threw hands. So he kind of like learned what the Aussie was doing, the ancient technique of punching dude in the face. Having a good base and throwing hands. And those are just left hook, right hook, left hook. You like basic beginner stuff. But it looks like he has some decent power. Again, is a video on can you fight with Shaolin? Like, I didn't say anything he doesn't say himself. He said, like, basically, paraphrasing, he's like, it's attribute development. A return of investment on learning Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai or anything. Okay? Left hook starts him out again. At least he's throwing hands. Left hook again, stabbed way too many times here. Yeah, you guys, you gotta control the weapon hand. You gotta always focus on the weapon. Now, does that mean you can't strike a dude in the chin or temple and try to knock him out? No, but you should have grappling base and controlling 2-on-1 and going from there where you can bite the guy's arm and neck and stuff, bite his face off, rip his ear off. A little Mike Tyson flavor stab, stab, stab. But at least he's showing fighting spirit. Bending forward a little bit too much, other guys make that mistake. Too much giving the structure up. And as you notice when guys instinctively go on like headlocks or like, Ogos, Hiragos, like headlock hip throws and stuff, when guys get in these kind of bent over takedown battles, they're getting stabbed to death first season and this. Takedowns need to be like punch to round kick sweeps, using the barrier in between you. And he's doing pretty good shuffling around it there. Oh, left hook land, right hooks lands. Those were pretty good. Always stunned the guy.
Another win due to a knockout shot, leading him to a second
Not
win
bad.
and the final round.
Not bad. Stab, stab, stab. Too many. So you're engaged in the standing grapple, guys. If you end in a standing grapple, you need to at least do a very tight overhook and not a bicep overhook. A pinching your elbow to your ribs, pinching overhook on the stick I talked about earlier, the pool cue, or the knife hand, the weapon hand, etc. So if you end up there, you need to at least wrap it in a very tight overhook using bone structure, and then you can often back twist and strip the weapon away, an actual disarm. Like counter pivoting.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was so much fun. I honestly
So,
feel like this is the best knife.
people
When
are
you see
all
the knife, just
fanboying
make
little
peace
teeny
with the fact
boppers out,
you're
even
gonna go to
grown
the
ass men,
hospital,
that
and
I'm
then
too
just
hard on these guys, and blah, blah,
to
blah,
aim
blah,
for
blah,
his
blah, blah.
lip and
The
head,
point
because
is,
you just
this
need
is
to land one good shot. It's
an
game over.
exponential learning
Meanwhile,
tool.
though, Brazilian
Okay.
Jiu-Jitsu black belt
So in a second, we'll see how Jordan, Jordan, who did message me back last night. He flops to his back and just does open guard. So he's got contact with the right leg where you can invert and berimbolo and leg lace for leg locks and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably his go-to in training. But we're going to talk about these up kicks quite a bit later.
To everyone's surprise, Jordan managed to pull guard in a knife fight and survived the first round. Since the
We're going to
cuts
talk
weren't
about this a lot.
lethal.
Do I think you should do this? Probably not. If you're in an enclosed room, a knife attacker came in and you were in your office, and you don't have a force, I'd be throwing stuff at him off the desk.
Yet
I'd be
Jordan had
drawing
an
my
idea
pistol,
how to improve his
quite frankly.
strategy
But,
even more.
you're in a school, you're trapped in the room. Throwing things, ganging up if there's multiples, but if you were alone, maybe it's not horrible. And here he said he's going to like up kick harder. Got cut there on the inside, got cut there on the inside, got cut there on the inside. Okay, he's toast. Those are all inside interior femoral artery cuts. Got a couple stinky sticks up his bunghole there. Yeah, that's not going to be good. And here you should disengage, and now he's like MMAing it, and he kept engaged.
A great job at using the guard again. Unfortunately,
that is also a mistake. Now, his up kicks are very... One, he's keeping his legs close together, and usually I want them very wide with the toes turned out. I'll talk about that more later. The up kicks are with the foot back, with the heel up, not coming down slappy foot. Not that that's never landed like an MMA, and that it can't work, but it's not the best way. It's not the way of most likely getting knockouts. Okay, using the bag. There, okay, now we're caught in like this kind of underhook, headlocky thing again, and notice he got cut 5 times there, stabbed there. If one goes to the back, into the long, maybe into the heart, and now he's keeping grappling engaged when it should have been disengaged. He even got engaged there after landing kind of a kick knee to the face. That one started good and went downhill real fast. Guys, don't bend your structure over. Don't bend over at the waist. Don't get caught fighting in these traditional style takedowns. They need to be Kazushi sweep style takedowns, leg kick, cut kick type of things. Nice teep there, and the butt flopper does what he knows best. He goes to his butt. But I'm just joking, Jordan. The reality is he tripped there. And now he gets a Japanese-style short armbar, which is not the best because the space between your legs. But you see that maybe there's a reason they taught it, which could be about weapons in Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, etc. So maybe there's a reason for the short armbar, which kind of teaches you a gogo plata and all that kind of things anyway. So, butt flopping on your butt. And then I'm going to show you some more footage. Now, just starting here was kind of weird. In general, I would say he's keeping his legs too close together instead of knees flared and toes pointed out. Gets a nice armbar here. Okay, so the guy's got jiu-jitsu. I never said he didn't have
was able to survive 2 rounds
on the ground, starting on your back, typical modern sport jiu-jitsu.
A lot of people make fun of BJJ. Like, what are you gonna do? Sit down on your back when someone attacks you? Butt scoot? And he did that. And
so yes and no to that.
He just executed
Yes and no to that. Let's see what the leaderboard's looking like, and then I'm gonna talk about this more in depth, guys, because it's something that's like really important to me before we go to Levy's fight. So let me cut back here, guys. There's a difference between old school and new school jiu-jitsu. I'm not saying new school guys are in advanced, and I'm not saying he was kind of going to what he knew. And no, if a guy attacks me with a knife, I'm probably not going to my back. Having said that, you saw he tripped there on the cage. The guy attacks you at a gas station, and even if it was all this area, I've seen CCTV footage of real stabbings, random crazy dudes. That is more and more common as we push fentanyl throughout the world, and we made the poppy fields produce 100% instead of 2%. And it's flooding in the entire world because they want to pop. Oh, I should stop. But anyway, it's important because you might trip, you might fall. And I want to talk about that more in like a law enforcement security type situation as well. Let me show you a little bit of highlights here again, because I'm going to show you up in my fight against the Pancrase champion, who just month earlier knocked out Solo Barrow, who I trained with and like a lot. But he had knocked out Solo Barrow bloody through the ropes in 22 seconds, and everyone was scared to fight him. And then, you know, 2 fights later, he's fighting Tito Ortiz for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. I think it's going to go into some... Yeah, here we go. So good old kidney kicks. So I fought 2 fights, NHB-style fights, with kicks on the ground allowed, and another one that not kicks but knees were allowed. Boxing blast for my back, hitting good for my back. Look at the foot position. The foot is up like a boot, not down like a round kick. And that's very important. So we'll leave that there. And the first go around, I wasn't Jordan with his feet down like that. He was maybe being nice. But it's obviously a training habit, or he thinks that's the right way of doing it. Now, you can kind of bicycle down, but really that is not. You should have your legs wide, usually. Now, with a knife, it might be a little different, but it's more of a problem with the guy who just kind of parries your leg to the side, passes a side mount, and shoves it straight into your heart, right? In your throat, in your face. That's a more serious issue, but you got to be careful about the interior legs for the arteries. Again, always carry a tourniquet. I carry a kind of rat's so-so tourniquet under my belt, a handkerchief in my back pocket. When I work armed security, I got the handkerchief to put on a wound right away, wound care, something they didn't dress in the last, and a cat's in my pocket, along with flashlights and all that other good stuff, quick clot, gauze, literally in 2 hours. I heard gunfire last night, like 2 nights ago when I worked, like every day within a few hundred yards from me. 2 nights ago, it was pretty close, and it sounded like Data Suppressor, but that's another story. So, and have medical gear, medical equipment in your car, and in the other video, I put how to get a free class online. Sorry. So just a little bit of soft training with like a beginner, going through like punch block series, open guard stuff. I just kind of wanted to show you that Jiu-Jitsu still, at least train with slaps, guys. Jiu-Jitsu should be taking into account strikes. And there's the up kick into an armbar right there. Now, it's just a beginner. But the point is, look at the level we're training at. And I can train with pros with MMA gloves on much harder. But look at the level we're training at. No one's getting hurt. Drag to the back there. Let's see, hipping out there. Boom. Now we're getting a shield. Now we're getting a feet on hips. Look at my toes pointed out. Open guard is not feet, knees together, legs with no space. No fighting is no space. You always keep space between your legs. And the toes should be pointed out. And up kicks are with the foot back and your heel like this. Not down slappy foot. It's not a slap down foot. It's an up kick. It's not a slap down kick. It's an up kick. Okay? So I just wanted to show you a little bit of this. We're beginning with a quick clip here, and then we'll come back to in the kind of more armed security, law enforcement, concealed carrier type aspect of the knife, and why open guard might be important. Get it? So let's go back to reviewing, and then I'll come back a little bit to more about that because it's so vitally important. Okay, next up, sorry that was long, is Levy, the Israeli UFC fighter. Right hook counter, good movement, left. He's kind of switch fighting here. Lateral movement, side to side. Got 2 stabs in there. Pretty good arm control there. Pushes away. Could have been a front kick there. I'm surprised. I think maybe his helmet was bugging him. Oh, he's got the pen out, and he landed some good strikes, and then a backside kick to the liver.
Injuries were close.
Very nice.
Deadly. He used his
done a jump route kick in a actual fight before, and he lead the side kick in a 2-on-1 stick attack before. So guys going for these takedowns, yeah, and it just got sliced in the stomach there. So 4 times already. He got the knife away from him. Oh, he missed it. He missed grabbing for it though. Gotta make that getting the weapon, controlling the weapon has to be more of a mental priority.
Although
Some
just
people say, well, no,
Natan
just
survived
hit
2
him.
rounds in a row,
If you have
putting him in a
control of it, then you
position
can
where
hit the
he
guy.
needs to win.
You know, this guy's saying, go knock me out if you want it. He's smiling, man. He's smiling. These poor role players. Now he's got the bag. Throws the bag at him. Spinning. Hook kick. Oh, my God. Oh, got stabbed there. Got stabbed there. Good right hook. Oh, too many stabs already. Tied in this clinch, though. He was controlling at the shoulder. Still getting stabbed because he was controlling at the shoulder instead of at the wrist. Even a pin at the bicep. And then slide it to a baseball bat. And then a 2-on-1. And then pass with the jaws. A catcher to a Russian 2-on-1 would be way, way better. Dog catcher is way, way higher percentage. Oh my God. Played peekaboo, perfectly timed backside kick to the poor role player's liver. He's busted more livers than Tank Abbott drinking. Well, he used to be a sparring partner for. He's busted more livers than Boss Root. Maybe he will have a career if UFC doesn't go far, where he ends up having to leave and then go back later. Maybe he can go to karate combat for a while. That would be pretty cool. Jesse Henkamp in karate combat. Now that he's leveling up his real fighting ability. Right hook, good movement. I don't know about the backside kick, but it works for him. Got to the back. They're not saying he got stabbed here. Guys, pretty good wrist control here. Oh, but then worried about the takedown. He gets stabbed a bit. Yep. So at least 2 of those look like they would have had enough power to go deep. It's how deep the blade goes to get to the organs, guys.
He was now leading this challenge, leaving other contenders concerned.
So contain the energy in the shank tank room. Everybody around it was talking about it. In the
he obviously did.
Like, you really knocked them out, and I'm like, perhaps. Just want to.
He obviously did like good, but even the best guys, there's times where they will. There's times where they will give up control as we stop on Jesse Henkamp. There's times that we get too worried about the takedown from our sport fighting, and they give up the arm control they had on the weapon hand. Or they'll have good control, and then they'll let up to go for a headlock or a punch. Control the weapon hand, okay? You're trying to die less often. If I get stabbed 2-3 times, sliced, and I manage to, hopefully if you're in a city, your chances of survival are pretty good if it wasn't right in the heart. Okay. Crafty Dog, Dog Brother stuff. He deserves a lot of that. Though I first saw the dog catcher technique on a 79 intro to a 79 kind of Krav Maga video. It was K-Pap. It showed some of the real like special forces footage in the beginning, and one of the special forces guys in Israel did that. It was a very short clip on a VHS tape, and that was filmed in like 79. So, and Wing Chun, it's a Kwanzaa. So please look at the end and look at my best knife defense video on all YouTube. Let's see how Jesse Henkamp does now. I have a video breaking down his fighting ability before. No offense, Jesse. I talked to Oliver this week twice. Like I talked to Oliver. He wanted to see my breakdowns. I support Oliver a lot, and I would love it if Jesse would train with me before I get too old. And see on the different aspects of martial arts. Okay, so he's using the pen. But he got closed on. Now he's got a tight overhook, and then he gave it up to Stabbity. And I don't know if the knife attacker changed arms there.
He hit the attacker's genitals multiple times.
Oh, so he hyper-focused on the gonads here. Now the first 2 strikes were good. Selling pens.
Jesse's first round was counted as
but he let it. But then he hyper-focused and let his waist bend over too much. Don't give up too much structure. All these martial artists stand tall, good center, control your center, like my possible bio daddy Steven Seagal. And yes, Jeff Chan could perhaps be my son from all my travels with hundreds of Asian women. But that's neither here nor there. Let me know, Jeff. Or at least break down my neo striking and my combo striking system and blitz striking and shifting attacks. Some you could even use that I was doing before anyone else was doing stuff like that. So Jesse's saying all the right things. Use the pen to the eye. And he got the first stab in there, and he's stabbing with his pen. He's controlling the knife hand fairly well. with a stiff arm, guys. Never muscle it. Don't have the bent elbow. If you get it, straight bone structure. Straighten that arm and go with forward pressure. Forward pressure. Maybe that guy trips on the curb or into a car. Okay, you drive him forward. Always forward pressure in the fights. And a straight arm there. A 2-on-1 baseball bat, even better. He did it in the first attack, the 5 knife attackers. Jesse did a baseball bat catch to that standing arm lock. So you got to know the knife defense positions. So now we go for an Anthony Pettis stab off the cage. Looks like you got hit in the back of the neck there. Yeah, maybe the shoulder there in the ribs. A couple of those were pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Jeffy's starting to lose some blood pressure, and he's losing energy, and he's just a hugger. I told you he was a hugger, man. Jesse, you're still hugging too much. Got to get more jiu-jitsu and catch wrestling, bro. Okay? Got to get some of that Kudo and Pancrase style training with your brother.
Jesse didn't survive this round, but his spirits were still staying positive.
At least I had a plan, although it didn't work. But hey, everyone's got a plan until he gets stabbed in the face.
Everyone's got a plan until he got stabbed in the face. Well said, Mike. And Cam. Okay. He was doing good keep away, and then he gave the space. I don't know why he gave the space. He could have kept doing Looney Tunes. I've done Looney Tunes versus 2-arm carjackers before. The first time I really, not the first time I really needed it again, but one of the first times that I had one on me. Smart thinking. A little bit of, okay. He was kind of parrying defense. But look, he went to the waist, and then now he's going to the bicep again. You should have focused on the knife right away, the weapon hand right away. Concepts and principles. Stop this style over style, you guys that never train and think you can learn by watching some joke YouTubers, okay? Before calling him the regular bloke, which he is, and a cool guy, and he's 39, right? But he's taught the kids' classes at that school, Western Combatives, gone off and on for 10 years. He probably has at least a year and a half at Western Combatives and probably 4 to 6 months of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think a few hours ago, he probably just... Okay, good wrap on the arm, good wrap on the forearm. He could have back pivoted and did a forearm snapper there. The attacker changed hands and changed hands again. So that's a good attacker. Notice that he gets the side mount off the takedown, though. Keep him simple, stupid. Get in dominant position. Control the weapon hand. Now, the attacker changed twice. A lot. You got to be prepared for it, though. Two engaged on a grapple, get controlled in a headlock, guillotine, front headlock position.
Self-defense to strike the genitals of his attacker, stopping the round. Unfortunately, it was too late. Yet Craig was not ready to give up yet.
So I think he was stabbing in the pin. Okay. Whole lot of surprise super knife attacks. Showtime Pettis stabs. Nice pike position. Okay, got an overhook here, and he manages to pike out at 90 degrees, even from a wrestling perspective. Getting to a T is very... Attack the attacker. Sometimes that works. Oh my god, if you disengaged and ran away now, if they weren't caught in a room where there was an exit door, and maybe this guy is knifing people on a train. Don't we see that in every country, and yet they let him out without bail? What is going on, people? Did we just see a Wakigatami? He could have broken the guy's elbow, took the knife away there. That's the best armbar because his legs aren't in a position to get bitten. Old Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu. Real Jiu-Jitsu just worked. The least trained guy, ruining my video, the least trained guy got a Wakigatami there. An armpit armbar. Old school judo. Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And now with the fatigue, you see him getting stabbed more a bit, guys. And in the takedowns, getting stabbed more. This happens more and more to everybody. Ooh, was that to the neck? And another one.
Despite Craig not reaching Natan's
So
score,
Craig did
his
really, really
performance was
good.
still
I would say
phenomenal.
I'd have to go over it again the first three probably. And I think even they were like, well, fatigue doesn't matter. And they're talking on the Western Combatives page. Yes and no. I'm not in shape now, but because of my experience, I can breathe good, and I could have probably gone through this tournament. But age gets to you. Disabilities, I have lupus, gets to you. And even
Yet
Craig there,
everything can
I think
still
you
change,
see him
as there are 3
surviving
more challenges
not
coming, and the
in the
contenders
last
have
couple
no idea what the next
after
challenge
3 or 4 20-second goes. So, being in shape does matter. Even Jordan being able to run away fast, yeah, that does matter, but not everyone has that, and you probably have a wife and kids with you maybe to protect, okay? And sometimes you're trapped in a room. Oh, not crap boy again.
Here with Dan the Wolfman. Subscribe, guys. Yo, DS Army.
Hey guys, Dan the Wolfman here. Thank you for checking out my videos. Go to thecombatsystem.com for all your mixed martial arts needs. And please subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure to go to thecombatsystem.com and subscribe to my YouTube page. Pounding me, and it was a good time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for you. Thank you for helping me.
Make sure to subscribe to this guy's channel, Dan the Wolfman.
You respect the game, man. You know the game. You know what you're talking about, and yeah, you're pretty credible.
Well, thank you, sir.